All right, so today we're going to start our literary analysis of Much Ado About Nothing. And what I want you to have is your mask. That should be finished today. You're going to access an electronic version of this outline. And then you're going to write everything in your interactive notebook. Okay, so I'm going to go to my next interactive notebook page. I'm going to put literary analysis at the top. And then I'm going to start following that outline. So looking at the top, it says Shakespeare essay. Select one character from the play. Okay, and I've already done that with my mask assignment. So my character, I'm going to put the number 1. And my character is Dogberry. Okay. Number 2 says select the character trait that applies to this character. Again, I've already done that. And that's written on my paper. So for number 2, he is foolish. Okay. 3, there's an A, B, and C. And it says find 3 quotes from the play that show a clear example of the trait. Okay, again, I've already done this. This has 6 quotes on it. So I'm going to pick the best 3. So I have to narrow down, what do I think are the best examples of showing that Dogberry is foolish. And I'm going to copy those into my notebook. So I might say for one of them, comparisons are odorous. Now when I'm explaining this, I'm going to have to explain what odorous really means and why that's so silly. And that's in Act 3, Scene 5. Okay, so I've got my quote, and I'm going to fill in the other 2 quotes that I think are best examples of proving that Dogberry is foolish. Okay, so now we're ready to really start outlining our essay. So we're down to 3, we're down to 4. Okay. And this is the introductory paragraph. Intro paragraph. So for A, it says general statement about William Shakespeare. Now, we didn't do a ton of research over Shakespeare because we really just kind of jumped into the play, but we know a little bit about him. So a general statement about William Shakespeare, I might say something like William Shakespeare wrote plays and poems that are famous all over the world. Okay, so William Shakespeare wrote plays and poems that are famous all over the world. Okay, pretty simple statement about William Shakespeare. I can, because this is a draft, I can clean it up, I can add to it, I may do a little research, throw a date in there or something, but that's a good starting point. So now it says our next B, it says general statement about the play. So our play was Much Ado About Nothing. So I could say the play Much Ado About Nothing shows comedy, which Dogberry is definitely one of the characters that's supposed to enhance the comedy of the play, through disguise, how else do we show comedy? Interesting words, and events that mislead the characters. Okay, so the play Much Ado About Nothing shows comedy through disguise, interesting words, and events that mislead the characters. Okay, so that's all stuff that we'll probably talk about in our essay. I don't know if I'm going to talk about disguise because Dogberry doesn't really have much to do with that plot, but I'm going to leave it in there right now because, again, we're just drafting. And if I don't end up talking about that in the essay, I can always edit that out later. So C, it says a general statement, introductory statement about the character. So the character Dogberry adds comedy to the play by misusing many words and not always knowing what's going on. Okay, so D is thesis statement. Okay, so we're going to do our thesis statement over a character trait. But I want you to take this much and try to get this part done for your character, and then come back and we'll talk about how to do the thesis statement, because that's going to be, this is our introductory paragraph. This is going to be the last sentence in our introductory paragraph. Okay, so rejoin us when we have that part.